I guess I have to turn my mic on too, because that's one of the things. Happy Thursday, Thomas. How are you doing? Podcast Thursday.
Happy Thursday. We made it, and we made it early.
I know. Everyone take a screenshot. I show we've got 1 minute. We're 1 minute early, maybe a little over. So 7:59 by my clock.
And it makes me feel like we completely forgot something. That's what it's making me feel like.
There is something we probably should have talked about. I don't know what it was. It'll come to us. It'll come to us mid-show. We're like, you remember that one thing? That was it.
Oh, end of the week. I'm excited. Weather's finally been nice here. When we've had some nice days, it's blowing 85 miles an hour. It's been absolutely crazy. Dust storms. I mean, you name it. But no, it's been great. It's supposed to be good for days to come. That time of year, the ducks are back and eating well in the front yard.
Well, it is spring. I can tell you that spring has begun. I know it's spring because the animals around my yard are doing spring things as well.
Yeah.
So the squirrels are out building their nests and everything up in all the branches and in the eaves of my house. That bothers me. But the thing that bothers me the most is I have an arch nemesis, which is a mockingbird, and it's staked its territory just outside my house. It's actually by my back door, and it is in the process of trying to find a mate. Which consists of this. It flies around all over the place and scares all the other birds off. And it has picked a spot for a nest, so it's put like 3 twigs in there. And now it's like waiting for the chick to come over and be like, see, you can build there. That's the spot.
Here's our crib.
The chick hasn't shown up. I mean, the female bird. What's a female bird's name? Just the dame? I don't know. The lady mockingbird.
I was going to Google it real quick, but someone in chat will answer that real fast.
Please do. Please let us know. I know nothing about it. Although I have done a little bit of research and found out the reason why it is singing all night long, every night, is because when it's quiet, when everything else is quiet, there are no cars driving around and not the hubbub of the city or everything else, the song of the mockingbird carries much further. And it uses that opportunity to make his sales pitch to any available female mockingbird who might be overhearing his call.
Okay.
I've determined that in my town, we have more male mockingbirds than female mockingbirds. I don't think there are any available. There are none. This is the problem because he's just going to keep singing until a female shows up.
Which may never show up.
I'm like, this is the time of year that I love having my window open, sleeping at night, and I can't. I had to sleep with earplugs last night because of a bird outside my house that will not be quiet. And I've debated thanking the bird for its existence and taking care of it that way. That's obviously chat would kill me if I did that. I can't get rid of the bird. I think it might actually be illegal under some early international treaty. I've debated cutting down everything in my yard.
So it can't nest anywhere there?
There's nowhere for it to land. So basically, it's on the roof or nowhere. And it's not going to do that. It likes low bushes and things like that. My wife has vetoed that one. She likes greenery and shrubbery. She's not a xeriscapes person. And I've settled on the third and the final option, which is to join it. To join it. So I ordered 20 pounds of bird food. and I have started feeding the birds in my yard. And because I'm feeding the birds, I thought it would not be fair to also not feed the squirrels. So I started feeding the squirrels as well. Turns out the squirrels eat the bird food and the squirrel food, and the birds are not feeding on anything yet because the squirrels are keeping them at bay. I've got like an army of squirrels. But the idea is this. Here's what's going to happen. I feed the bird. It gets fat. It has plenty of energy. It attracts other birds. A female joins it and says, hey, I like this place. There's lots of food. You've got a nest site. Hey, I'll hang out here. Let's do this. They have a nest. They lay little mockingbird eggs. The mockingbird eggs hatch. And when they hatch is when they're most susceptible to, they're most impressionable. They're the baby ones. And when they hatch, I'm going to start playing the music. I'm going to imprint on them a song. I'm gonna get the mockingbirds to sing my opening song. I'm gonna program them. That way we at least get some mutual benefit out of this. I don't know. It's worth a try. I figure if anything, it will at least let me suffer through this phase of springtime. But anyway, it is spring.
It is spring. I'm blessed. The ducks, they just come to eat and then they leave. And as Mindy says, hi Mindy, the bird I posted on a Facebook short yesterday, hanging out with
so
me.
good.
He's incredible. He talks so much. He dances. He's a ton of fun. And his flight feathers got clipped by the breeder at one point, and so they're not fully back yet. So that's why I can just walk around out front, and he can just sit there. He can kind of flutter and then kind of go down to the ground, but right next to me where I can just pick him up. But he doesn't. He just goes along for the ride. He hangs out. He loves just sitting in our daughter's hair. Just when she walks around the house, he loves that. He's phenomenal. And we were told, it might be a couple months before he really comes out of his cage and wants to explore. Now he loves it. And he will talk. Now, I will say, he's loud. If the whole blanket over the cage at night thing didn't work, I'd be with you in the mockingbird scenario. That he'd be out. His cage would be in the back 40. Is what would happen, because he is loud.
That is wild. That is awesome. I'm glad the ducks are back, though. I look forward to seeing a couple of videos of you feeding the ducks again.
Yeah, I'll have to put one on.
You fed the ducks with the parrot out there?
Haven't done that yet. No introduction there. We're still working on making sure the dogs know their boundaries around him, and we do very little introduction at a time and then take it away and keep it safe. But no, I'm mostly excited because 2 days ago, I spent a lot of time in the garage in the front yard. I love it. Even if I'm not doing anything, I'll set up a chair and I open the garage and I turn the corner and completely spooked because there was a duck right there.
Yes. It's a ninja duck.
Yes. And I was so excited. I think I might have sent you videos a couple of years ago of a female mallard who's in my garage and, like 2 feet away. It was her. And I know it's her because she's on her right foot. She's missing her furthest right web.
All right.
All the others are intact, but that one's gone. So I looked down and it was her. And I said, hey. I got all excited like a little kid. Ran in, grabbed my corn, and then she was standing over in the lawn, and I was hand feeding her from like a foot away. She was back to her old self. So she's one of my favorites. She's back. She found her way home. So that's fun. Videos to come.
That's awesome. She's going to bring the little ducklings. It's going to be amazing.
No ducklings.
Oh, no?
There's enough poop around and on our cars if I don't put them in the garage.
How are you going to get her to not bring the ducklings?
I don't know. I'm on my 5th year and I've never had a duckling. I think they stay at the local pond. It's because I think that's where they probably hatch. Because they literally just come here. They all quack at me, letting me know it's time to eat. I feed them once they eat all the corn, and they head back to the pond.
Do they walk? Do they fly, or do they walk up and down the street?
Both. So sometimes they'll land a couple houses down, and if they see me come out, they perk up and they waddle down the sidewalk as fast as they can, which is my most favorite thing to watch in the world. It's so cute watching this little line of soldiers marching down. But they come in groups. They circle the house to make sure it's okay, and then they come in, and they only land from the west. But somehow ducks haven't learned that difference between land and water, because as you know, when they come into water and they put out their feet and they
ski.
They ski. Yeah. They feel like they can ski on land, and so it's sad, but they're not hurt. It's just I get so tickled. They all come in and they land and go. They all face plant. Every one of them all the time.
Every day. They never learn.
Yeah. So, it's pretty good. They crack me up. They keep me entertained. I love them. So
we need to get a camera out there at ground level on the sidewalk for the ducks to be waddling by. That would be like the best.
Like the Jackie and Shadow, the eagle cam in Big Bear, but we got the duck cam, and they come waddle by the camera on their way to get the food. Oh, I could watch that on repeat over and over and over.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. I've got some
Okay.
cameras. I'm gonna be able to send you one if you need one.
Perfect.
That's cool. That's awesome. Now that we've got the birds out of the way, we actually had some stories to talk about. I
We
sort
did.
of hijacked the show first thing. But where should we start? What transitions naturally into bird?
Chicken. We've got chicken.
Chicken's a great place to start. What would that transition look like? Something like your grill? Is that
Well, speaking of birds, man loses 130 pounds while eating nothing but Chick-fil-A every day.
this is nuts.
So you sent this to me, and before I fully read it, I called BS. Man didn't lose all that weight eating Chick-fil-A every day because Chick-fil-A is closed on Sunday.
Right.
But
You would have to buy two on Saturday.
But Lincoln, Rhode Island, it actually helped him lose 132 pounds by eating fast food. Let's see. He says, I liked being the big guy that had a good time. I would go out, eat pizza, whatever, and have a beer and not think about it. But all that pizza and beer started to catch up with him. So it was the salad that he stumbled across at Chick-fil-A. And what's funny to me, the internet's a crazy place. I think it was 10 minutes before you sent me this story. There was some health guy that got a Chick-fil-A salad and actually broke down how terrible it is for you. So I'm like, wait, what? But injunction, to me, this is the biggest thing. He kicked the booze.
Oh, and the pizza. Pizza
And the
booze.
pizza.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how to gain weight 101, eat pizza, drink booze. How to drop it, stop the pizza and the booze. I mean, so
he could have switched to any restaurant. He could have insert restaurant name here, and he would have lost 130 pounds getting rid of those two habits.
Yeah. So it's he said after about 6 months of keeping the weight off, he sat down and wrote an essay about it, and he posted his essay online. He's connected with others to have similar stories and weight and health issues. So he's communicating and helping others.
He's asking for a sponsorship is what he's doing.
100%.
Chick-fil-A, hit me up.
Yeah.
I can be your Jared. That's what he's saying.
Exactly. Just how the Subway thing kicked off, for sure.
That ended badly, but that's how it starts. Yeah, which is cool. I'm doing a little bit myself to try to lose weight.
Pickleball.
Oh, soon I will try that. But I actually got the bike out of the basement and pumped up. I got new tires, pumped it up, sort of greased it up, did all the little maintenance things, and I went for the first ride, and it was one of the most painful experiences of my life.
The seat or just the exercise part?
The seat.
I knew it.
This aerodynamic.
Awful.
This is terrible.
Torture device.
Yes. I don't know what I was thinking years ago when I was riding this bike quite a bit and not complaining. But this is probably one of the most painful things I've endured in the last 5 years. it says on it Diamondback, and I think that has a reference to how hard it is and how sharp it is on the top. It's terrible. So my wife, she actually for my birthday, she got me let's see, where am I at? 7. Here we go. She got me a new bike seat.
Ooh.
It is, the picture does not do it justice. It is so much wider than that. It is.
Oh, really?
The camera makes it look thin. But it is I'm excited. It is super soft. As my son says, now you don't need shock absorbers because the seat is just so padded. Oh my goodness, I went for a ride this afternoon.
Yeah.
Like, I can ride until my legs are tired instead of just like not being able to walk anymore. So.
Do you have the padded bicycle shorts?
I don't.
I recommend. Fun fact, many years ago, I used to teach spin classes. And so it's like a compression short with a pad in it, and then you just wear your regular whatever workout shorts over the top. That little bit extra really helps.
Okay, I will add that to the to-do list because every little bit does help.
Yes,
I've got to get in shape because I'm going to be riding a bike. I think for a few days up in Virginia for a filming gig where I'm not allowed to have an ATV, not allowed to have motorcycles, and I've got to be driving around all over the place. So I've got to get fit and be able to pedal,
which is a bad deal. You've got equipment and no transportation allowed. I think it's terrible.
The problem is I have way too much equipment. I'm going to be carrying like 40 pounds of gear on my bike. So I'm looking at e-bikes where it's like pedal assist. So my legs are going through the motions, but the motor's doing the work. that's what I'm hoping for.
Look, I'm working out.
Yeah. Look at me. Look how hard I'm pedaling, zipping up this hill. But
speaking of food and not so much losing weight, but I promised y'all on a Facebook teaser a couple of flavors. It was going to be hot honey and loaded baked potato of Pringles. And then we didn't have the podcast because I was not home, had something come up, and I went ahead and ate those. A hot honey, 10 out of 10. Loaded baked potato tasted fine. Did not taste like a loaded baked potato to me, but my wife loved them, and she took care of that can real quick. So I've got 2 to try. I got 2 new ones this morning. Dill pickle, the green screen's blocking out so you can't see it. And the other is chili cheese fry. I've never had these flavors before. Scott and I kind of talked about this before the show when I showed him what I was going to do. We both think dill pickle is not going to be very good. Chili cheese fry we think will be better, but there's no way they can actually get the flavor of chili and all that into a chip and make it work right. So
much of chili for me is texture too. I mean, you've got the meat, you've got the sauce, you got the beans, how do you get that all with a crunch?
There's no way. So I'm going to do the dill pickle first, and then later in the show I'll do the chili cheese, but I want to get this out of the way.
I have a prediction on how this one's going to go.
What's your prediction?
Just like this. I can see it on your face already. That was the last dill pickle chip I think you're going to eat.
Tisha, what's her address? I've got a can that's missing 1 chip.
like new. Like
new. Used like new.
He'll even autograph it for you.
No, that's a no for me. It's not terrible, not what I want in a chip, and it's no, it's not there.
The problem is dill pickle is such a unique taste, and I do like dill pickle taste. With pickles, it has to be the right balance, and it's so hard to get that. So many things try to just add pickle, and it's way too much pickle.
It's so strong right out the gate. It's
like the whole dill plant is just.
Yeah, they tried way too hard. It's yeah, so that's a no. I'll give chili cheese fries a go here after a story or two.
Yeah,
because I just need more water.
Well, we've covered a couple of these stories before, and I like this one because I thought it was going to happen to me actually, but there's a painting sold at a Goodwill that turns out to be more than the $2.99 that it originally sold for.
Yes.
And I read this story, and I thought for sure that I was going to have the same experience when I moved into this house, because the house is 1915, so it's old, it's historic, and like in the corners of closets, we had like old chests that were left there with all sorts of newspaper clippings and doll clothes and just weird stuff, right?
Something had to hit, right?
We had a corner with paintings in it, and it was like some Marilyn Monroe reprints and stuff like that. It was just a weird eclectic mix. And there was one painting that's an oil painting that was signed, and it had paperwork on. It had author's signature on the back and everything. And we did the research, and it turns out that it's somebody who lived in North Carolina in Raleigh. Like she was the first. She was the first woman chairperson of some political party, and she's like really famous for what she's done in her political work.
Right.
And I'm thinking, hey, this has got to be the connection, right? Because there's somebody, I mean, there are buildings named after her. Okay. There's this, she's a famous person, and nowhere in her obituary, anything to mention she was painting. And we did all the research, and I reached out to this political party. I said, look, here's what I got. I've got this painting. It's by this person. You literally, you give out scholarships in her name. You've got buildings named after her. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want it? It's not working. My button wasn't working. I tried pushing it twice. Nothing. I threw it away. And I every day I think one day they're going to contact me like, yes, we just read the email. Where did you find that? I was like, sorry, we're too slow. It's gone. It was
You didn't have it appraised before you threw it in the trash?
No, yeah. We sent it to a Goodwill. We threw it out. So I took a picture of it. And one day the story's going to happen that somebody was like, hey, I was shopping through Goodwill and I found this ideal little countryside landscape painting that's just unique and charming and everything else with his original frame, signed by this lady who's a famous political figure.
Delete it. Delete it. You don't want to know. If it comes back like, oh, that piece is worth about 1.5 million, you'll be sick. So sick.
Oh,
you don't want to know.
But I sort of do, because at the same time I can sort of laugh because I didn't just lose out on that. So did the party, who could have like funded all their political candidates for the next couple of years off the earnings from auctioning off this picture. So I can share into my loss and grief, and it's all good. Pickle's not politics, but anyway. So the story is, somebody went to Goodwill. They found this picture.
Bought your painting.
They bought my painting for $2.99. As they're throwing it in their trunk, they bought it for the frame, not for the picture, right?
Even better.
As they're putting it in there, they say, "Oh, it's got a little plaque with a name on it." And they did some research, and I don't know the name. I'm not current on my artwork. It's some Birchmerger or something guy. It's a weird name that I wasn't familiar with. It's not Picasso. It's not Van Gogh. It's not Leonardo da Vinci or something like that. But this guy, his paintings do sell for a couple $1,000s, and this one did. They auctioned it off. It was authenticated. They auctioned it off for a few $1,000s. And I think she's putting it towards her wedding or something, which is just a win-win. It'll probably never happen again, except to somebody in the Raleigh area who finds my picture somewhere.
Oh, she thought the painting was awful. And then when she found out it was worth all that, then she assumed it was a fake. And it turns out, nope.
The awful ones are often worth more than they should be.
Than the good ones.
I'm looking for the picture, so you guys can do the research for me. Let's see, painting
of your painting.
Yeah. Okay, here it is. I found it. It looks like this right here. So let's go focus. This is the painting.
I can't tell. What is this?
It's like aspen trees with a rock wall. So there's aspen trees looking out over the lake and the mountains in the background, little houses and things like that.
Okay. That's a cool painting.
Yeah, I mean it's really well done. I like the texture. I mean, there's a lot of oil texture on the trees and everything. It looks like the trees are alive. The branches, they sort of jump off the page at you. I thought, that's pretty neat.
I could see why you'd throw that in the trash then.
Yeah, it's gone. It's out of here. It's May 30th, 2022.
Nusky says it's AI.
It was not originally, I promise. Let me see. I'm gonna find, because I've got the picture of the back of it somewhere. May 30th, May 2022. Okay, here we go. The back of it.
Oh, this is a good question.
The back of the painting, which you can't see very well. Paint tested, genuine canvas panel for artist number 634, size 16 by 20. And it's signed Betty Ann like Knudsen or something like that. The name of the painting is New England Autumn. And it was originally sold for $250. That was the price on it. It's got a price here. Painted in 1956. And the plaintiff of the painting was Decatur, Alabama. So
someone's gonna find out what's going on here. Oh, perfect. I Googled some of that. The first thing that pops up is political art documentation distribution archive.
There you go. There you go. Great. They lost out on the painting. There were actually two paintings. One was I couldn't figure out who it was. The other one looks like this, which it's probably they're both of the. That's more like the trees in the forest. They're both at the Goodwill if you want them.
Tasha says, what was the artist number again? Or what's his white artist number? I think maybe she meant what artist number?
I don't know. Artist Betty Ann Knudsen or something. Knudsen. Titled New England Autumn. Painted in Decatur, ALA. So selling price
$250.
Yeah.
And above that, it says for artist number something. It's like
number 634.
634.
Size 16 by 20.
Oh, there's a John Knudsen also. He was an American artist educator known for his advanced technique in print making and exploration of color through large oil paintings that focus primarily on Chicago cityscapes.
There you go. So this is Alabama countryside. His wife, the counterpart. I don't know if they were married.
That's a good balance. Cityscapes and then the countryside.
So if somebody finds that picture somewhere and sees it in the museum, please let me know so I can cry in tears of remorse and regret, and then move on with my life. But it could happen to you. You need to shop at the local Goodwills around here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of shopping, a lot of people have someone else who they're shopping for them.
We do. Not always, but there's times where I don't. Oh, great. Sit in front of the smoker, making some ribs. It's got going.
You have to watch those. You can't step away.
And a few missing items. Pull up Uber Eats or DoorDash real quick. Boop, boop, boop. And it can show up in 20 minutes.
Yeah, and you're like, here's your tip. If you show up on time, get a burger.
Gave one to the UPS guy the other day.
He'll never smash another package of yours.
No.
They had an Uber Eats dude who made the news. He I believe he's out of, what country was that? Was he out of New Zealand? Australia. Not the same, for the record, not the same. Places an order on Uber Eats. He's like, I'm starving. Send me some yummy food. Orders it from a fast food joint. So just a run-of-the-mill fast food joint, known all over the world. And he's waiting and he's getting this text messages. Your driver is about to make his delivery. So your food's been dropped off. And he's like, no, it wasn't. I've been sitting right here. There's nothing. And so he goes and checks and he's like, it's not here. And he checks the order. He had previously traveled to Dublin, Ireland, and had ordered food while he was in Dublin, a place just for the night. He's like, just a quick meal. And he forgot to update his address on DoorDash. So he ordered food to his old address in Dublin. And it was delivered there and he got to pay for it and even tip the guy. But he did not get the food. And now this is funny because a couple of years ago, my wife bought me a brand new desk for my studio.
Okay. And
so as to not tip me off, because I would see on the Amazon order history that she'd ordered a desk and I'd get updates on my phone and everything else.
Yep.
She used her own personal account that she doesn't use very often on Amazon.
Okay.
And so she could hide it. So it would be a complete surprise and it would be awesome. No desk arrived. And finally she has to say, like, where is this? Help me. I ordered your Christmas present. It's not arriving. And I looked at it and sure enough, she had not updated her address since we moved 2,000 miles away. And this 150-pound box was shipped to our old house. And so we still have friends in the neighborhood and we called them and we're like, look, can you go over to whoever the people are that bought our house and kindly explain to them that the package that they received and is not theirs, it's ours. And they got it and they're like, yeah, it's a huge, heavy, it took two of us to lift it, to carry it back over to the house. It's massive. And they just did they said, oh, we'll send it to you. Oh, of course, they checked with the post office and found out that it costs more to mail it
than it costs
to buy the desk.
Yeah.
So they are the proud owners of my new desk. It never arrived. It was the thought that counts. I told my wife, thank you. I appreciate that. It was a couple months more that I bought my new desk myself. But that happens. Check your addresses, folks, when you order online.
So my wife and I would say guilty as charged. Between trips to Dallas, where we are now, or other places we've definitely hopped on, quick order, like, where's the, and then We've done it enough to where if it seems like it's taken a while, we automatically go look at the address to see if we've if we've messed it up.
It'll be waiting for you when you get home. That's I'll be on the front doorstep.
Yes. So speaking of food, I'm gonna chili cheese fries.
Mhm.
I can smell a really bad chili. It smells like chili, not great chili, like
Not Hormel. More like Great Value chili.
Are you canned chilies? Are you saying? No, it smells like a Hormel or a Stag or something.
Really bad, yeah.
Chili that comes in a
Something
can.
that's sat on the shelf for a couple months.
Yeah, but I'm kind of shocked because they've found a way to make it smell like chili. So you and I were wrong.
I thought they wouldn't do it. I thought it would be impossible to fit all the flavor onto a chip.
They found a way to do it. Now, they're not good, but I taste chili cheese French fry flavor.
Better than Wendy's chili?
No, Wendy's chili is great chili, even though you can get it in a can now. But I'm impressed. They found a way to pack those flavors into the chip. I don't like it. I won't buy it again. It's better than the dill pickle, but they found a way. Good on them. That's actually pretty good work.
I'm curious. With the research you've done, specifically with Pringles chips, what percentage of flavors do you think are hits compared to misses?
Sure, I wanted to do one more.
Mm-hmm.
So I love to cook and cook a lot and a lot of different things. I've learned there's no way we can calculate that other than how long they'll keep the product running. Because like I said, this is terrible, the dill pickle. And there were people in chat saying like, those are my favorite. I love them. So there's so many different flavor profiles and palettes out there that I think that's why Pringles went from like 3 flavors to now they have like 18 because so many people like so many different things. So I don't think you can really like narrow some down and say, well, these are hit and those are bad. The basic original and lightly salted stuff like that's gonna obviously cover a big audience. Yeah. But I don't know. So I will say favorite Pringle was the ones I was supposed to sample on the podcast last week, but we didn't have it open up. The Pringles Hot Honey was a home run. I bought 3 cans this morning just to have in my cupboard before I bought these Pringles.
Is there any junk food item that you like enough that you would use it crushed up as, say, like a seasoning or a garnish on another dish?
Not necessarily seasoning or garnish, but have you ever had baked potato chip chicken?
Like the casserole with the crushed potato chips on the top?
Nope.
No? What?
Get your favorite potato chip. Can be a ruffle, can be a regular, can be whatever. And you lightly open the bag and you crush everything up as much as you can. And then you take like a couple chicken breasts or what have you, drop it in that bag, shake it up, and then you bake it at 350 for like 25 minutes. It comes out. It's like amazing fried chicken, but you've used your favorite potato chip as your breading. It's great. And it's so easy. Just make sure you throw the potato chip left in the bag away because you've had raw chicken in it when you're done.
I just got a text linking to taquitos.net where apparently there are 205 flavors of Pringles.
What?
Like there's just Pringle after Pringle after Pringle. A whole bunch.
250?
205. I'm not sure if all of them are current or if this is like historical one time they released these type thing.
Wow.
Buffalo Ranch dip, bacon cheese potato.
So Lay's
bacon, just plain bacon. That would just bacon chips.
I'd be on that. Lay's did their recipe challenge, and Kelly J. Thomas has a lot of eating to do. Oh gosh, I've been losing weight recently. I don't want to put it back. But I don't know if they still do it. Lay's did their little recipe, not recipe challenge, but you can send in your idea, your flavor idea.
Oh yeah,
and we had someone win from our town, the biscuits and gravy.
That was
think
them.
Biscuits and Gravy.
I love that idea. I never got to try it. Did they keep it around?
I don't think I've seen anymore. I think a lot of those flavors, contest winner, they ran it for like a year and they're gone. But my wife loved them, and they won from our area, and then we haven't seen them. But what a genius idea! Have your customers send you flavor profile ideas. So that tells me they were stuck at some point.
We just fired all our R&D team. You guys can do it for us for free.
Exactly. But
no,
cool.
That is awesome. When I was in college, I think I might have mentioned this before. One of my finance teachers was one of the head honchos for Creamies, the ice cream popsicle treat, which is it's pretty much just a flavor out west. They don't ship them all over the country because they don't ship very well. First of all, because it's ice cream. Second of all, they are the best thing known to man. They are so good. And
I've heard you talk about these, and I don't know what they are.
Oh, you've got to travel somewhere in the Intermountain West just so you can get them. They were nasty. No, Susie, the creamies are incredible.
What is it?
It's
just ice cream.
It's like a yogurt type popsicle. It's a very smooth. Just the flavor is incredible and ice cold, brilliant. It's just popsicle on a wooden stick, but it's not. But
it's yogurt.
It's milk based. It's not water based. So it's not like frozen Kool-Aid like you get from those colored pops, for 99 cents at the store. These are the high end stuff. This is the good stuff. Anyway, he'd always have flavors. He'd like, how about you make me? And he'd come up with these flavor profiles, and his team, they'd make him in a limited batch, and he'd bring them into us, and we'd be his guinea pigs. So he'd bring in coolers with dry ice just full of these, and we're just like gorging ourselves up. They're so good. I mean, this stuff it hadn't gone through this is how many calories, and this is the breakdown of the nutritional information. It hadn't got that far in development yet. He's just like, do you like the flavor? That was it. Some of the boxes were just blank because they hadn't even made labels for them yet. But anyway,
so
good stuff.
Creamies. Interesting.
Really good.
I had to post this comment. I just love your auto prompt on this one. Just reads fantastic.
Your mama should have been here 37 minutes ago. Welcome, your mama. Oh, that is
Creamies. Happiest treat on earth. Delicious frozen yogurt and ice cream bars. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I see. Oh, and there's some quality ice cream bars that they make that are also dipped in chocolates and whatnot. Those look pretty good.
They are. They're probably some of the best I've ever had. I mean, people might like, I like Heath bars, whatever. These are better. These are better by far.
Interesting. I like it.
Anyway, I don't think you can buy them online. I don't think you can have them shipped to you. It must be ridiculously expensive because it has to be packed with dry ice and shipped ground and everything else.
Let's take a gander. I just had the site up and then I exited off.
Obviously, not a sponsor is what I'm saying here.
Yet.
I have been to the factory. They had a factory up in Logan, Utah, by Utah State University.
Well, let's see. Let's do orange.
Orange is so good.
Add to cart. $6 for a box of.
Yeah, wait till you get to the shipping part.
Additional information, description, creamy blended good. Okay, let's see. So it's $1 a bar. View cart. My internet's not doing very good right here. Proceed to calculate shipping. Let's do. Wait a second.
What did it say?
I haven't even. What? Okay. I haven't even calculated shipping yet. In my $6 box of creamies, my subtotal in my cart is already $75.
Yeah.
All right.
They're not available anywhere but out west, unless you really, really want them.
Oh my gosh! A $6 box that contains 6 bars to where I used to live down in Dallas, Frisco. $154. It's the total because they do 1 day air. this little box.
So you're basically chartering a plane, is what you're doing. To get them.
Yes. And there's a buy with Google Pay, but so I'm Xing off this tab real fast before I accidentally bump something.
Buy with second mortgage. This should be an option on there.
They didn't offer any afterpay, like payment plans or that was
no returns. No
mackerel.
returns. You get what you get.
$150 for 6 little ice cream bars. Are they that good? You say they're the best.
They're not that good. They're not $160 good.
Okay.
But they're good enough that if you're in the area, I would say I'd go out of your way to try to find some. And every grocery store has them. Like in around West, they're all over the place. Anywhere they can truck them around in a day's journey, they're there. But,
just not in Texas. But we've got a good one. I'll let you jump on this one since we're stuck on the sweet treats. It's my wife, Heath Bar is my wife's. That's her thing. I'm not really a big chocolate guy or candy bar guy, but when I'm feeling like it, the little caramello bars, the milk chocolate with they're in squares.
Do you remember the song? I was right in the middle of a caramello when I struck gold. You remember that commercial? That was their commercial way back in the day. You were just a wee pup at the time.
Didn't even know that caramello was a thing back then, but that's my favorite. It used to be the Hershey's white chocolate chip bar until I ran myself out of those, ate too many, and they're extra rich. So that's done. But
Hershey's has a lot of wax.
It seems to me like the world leader is a Snickers bar.
It is. There are some people who they swear by Snickers. I mean, everyone says, "Hey, hungry? Have a Snickers." It's now become a thing that the ad just sticks with us. Everyone's like, "Oh, he needs a Snickers." They
live and die by it.
Yes, the dying part is actually where the story goes here. Gentleman, when he passed, he wanted to be remembered by his favorite candy bar, and he had his final resting place, his coffin, decorated like a Snickers bar. It has on the side, it's like "I'm nuts" on the side, and there's little Snickers up by the head, and the little peanuts and everything. It's even colored like chocolate. So
nailed it.
Everyone got to have a little laugh, a little chuckle. Nobody was hangry at the funeral. I'm sure they had samples to give away at the end of the line. It's like, "Here, have a Snickers. Thanks for coming. Sorry about your loss, but here, have a Snickers." Which is, I don't know. I thought it was not sponsored. I'm sure Snickers was not going to sign off on that one. That's not the image really that a candy company wants to portray. And "We'll carry you to your grave" type thing. That's not the one. As a matter of fact, I was checking, and I'm pretty sure that I saw that Snickers had issued a cease and desist order on that one. A cease and desist order. Yes.
Well done.
True story, except for the last part. Snickers coffin is the thing.
Let's see. I'm trying to. Here we go. See if this works. There it is.
That is it.
Would
this be considered a king size? I mean,
the guy's dead. Don't make fun of him. Come on.
I'm just and what's the Grateful Dead teddy bear on the top? Is that what that is as well? Like the bear that's sitting
horns? There. Do you see horns on the bear? I can't tell.
It's got stripes, various colors of stripes. I thought it was the Grateful Dead teddy bear.
I'm not sure. I love. Oh, and at the far end, you can see it's the wrapper's open and the chocolate bars hanging out.
That's the site you start eating on, I think.
Ew, it's where feet are. Gross. Kelly J, yes, that's the photo of the coffin. That's crazy.
I wonder. I know this is a little morbid, but did they cremate him? Because I mean, there'd be chocolate everywhere. It's just
melted chocolate's a mess.
Mm-hmm. The furnace not in your hand. Is that a thing? That's M&M's, right? Clearly, you can make these jokes because clearly he wanted to have a laugh at the last. This was not like a morbid thing. He wanted his family members to have a chuckle the last time they and put on a few calories at the same time.
Principal Roy with a good one. You're 100% right. He did this going out and make people laugh and enjoy it and have a good time. So that's wild. What would, if you were given the opportunity to have your own coffin design custom made to what you want, and it could be anything in the world, what would you do?
I'd probably want to incorporate some sort of tech. So
you don't say.
Here's what I'm thinking.
A cable reel.
Hang with me here. No. Tech and AI mixed together. So you could like tap on the screen and like my face is like, yeah. what is it? Can I help?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Ask me questions. I'll program it. I'll give responses as if it's me. Famous last words. I'll grant forgiveness to people. People who wronged me and like, hey, I just have to say sorry. Hey, no problem. No worry. Don't worry about it. Don't let it bother you. Glad you're here. Tonight when you go home, please hug the people you love. Smile at someone, make their day better. I'd put the whole thing on there.
So that means it wouldn't be open caskets. That way your tech could perform, which means you would probably distribute 3 to 6 heart attacks, depending on the people that show up.
Well, if I did it right, it would be like the refrigerator where you knock on the door and it looks like you can like see inside. It would be like that. Only it would look like I'm alive in there, and I'd be like, yeah, just like open the eyes. Hey, I'm trying to sleep in here. What's going on?
That went so far beyond what I intended to try to muster up with that, because I'm thinking of branding. You would pick.
You're thinking like a bumper sticker or something on the.
Well, yeah, a Snickers wrapper. I mean, that's pretty crazy.
What would
yours scares the daylights out of me.
Maybe I could get a sponsor from some Samsung or something. I don't know. They might fund my funeral. Let's
make this thing for the guy. Yeah, I kind of agree. I feel like he's thought about it before. Let's see. I don't know what I would do, to be honest with you. Well, for one, I want to be cremated. I don't want to be buried. So that kind of mixes things up. Okay. But I don't know. Maybe, honestly, I think what I would do, because hockey was so part of my majority of my life, I'd want to get cremated and have my urn shaped like the Stanley Cup. That's awesome. Like real size though. Awesome. So like my ashes are like only the bottom, but the cup is I think that's what I do.
That would be cool. That would be really cool.
And unfortunate for my family, because they're like, yeah, where are we going to put this stupid thing? Oh, this stupid thing's Thomas.
It's cost a fortune in silver as well. So.
And then someone one day would find it and be like, why is there a fake Stanley Cup in this old house? And they would throw it away or give it to Goodwill.
Yeah, Goodwill. Somebody like, this Thomas guy? He was famous. He had a podcast. Talked about this cup.
He's in here.
Thomas, is that you down there?
Some are asking why not a hockey puck. I think it would be too easy to lose, or plus a kid
slapped around.
Yeah. Ow. We get an AI screen on the puck, so when they hit me, my face goes, ow.
Hey,
I'm in here. Oh, this is, man, it kind of got not really dark, but kind of odd there for a minute. Thanks to the Snickers guy.
I think, death is one of those things that's inevitable, right? That and taxes.
Yeah, true.
But I think how you live is more important than how you go out or what happens afterwards. So
the legacy you leave behind, right? As they say.
Yep.
Which
didn't have a joke there. That's just a boring thought that came to my mind that I thought I'd share with you.
No, it's perfect though, because it kind of summarizes the next story of what happened, and it's a Bulgarian football club. I can't even pronounce it. They had to apologize after holding. You know how a lot of sports clubs and other organizations will do a moment of silence when someone has passed.
It's amazing. The whole stadium, everyone, the amount of respect that's shown when somebody passes is just, I mean, the hush that falls over the crowd. I mean, as a cameraman, we'd stop. Everyone would hold still. It would just be, it's almost, you're just waiting for that moment for it to end. Even if you didn't know him, it's like, hey, show some respect.
You've got opposing fans that don't know anything about the player, or, no ties to, and you're right. You're watching thousands of people just pay their respects. And so this Bulgarian football club did that. And it's for a former player who had passed away. And they had to come out and announce a big apology after I don't know if it was during or after the match, because they had the moment of silence for the former player who was not dead, who's still alive.
I believe it posted on their Facebook page. It's like, guys, I'm still here. He's like, nope. The news was a little premature there.
Yeah. And when they realized their mistake, they wished their former player many more years of good health. That's how they fixed it.
Having had a little bit of work in the news media, I can tell you that this might not come as a surprise to anybody. A lot of news media outlets pre-write obituaries for people they think are going to die soon.
Interesting. I did not know that.
It's a little morbid, but there's a job out there, and you maintain the upcoming obituaries. Celebrity figures. There's a file out there. A lot of AP stuff will have it, and they'll just disperse it. And occasionally, copy paste happens wrong, or somebody heard wrong, and they'll publish. Occasionally, people will get their obituary published before they die, and then of course you have to do the retraction. It's very embarrassing. Sometimes there's legal ramifications if you announce somebody died. Some people don't want to hire them anymore, for contracts.
Yeah. Some people don't want to advertise with them anymore.
Well, there goes that brand deal. So, kick the bucket any day now. They've already announced it. But
that's so wild. I wonder what all the fans. I wonder how many in attendance that followed that player religiously were there going.
Oh, it must have been a shock to them. It's like, I was just talking to him yesterday. It was.
Or they're like, he's alive. He's in the suite upstairs watching the game. He's not
in 107B. Him waving. He's like,
I'm here. They probably thought it was just an AI version like you want to create. So like, no, he's dead. That's a fake.
Yeah, that's a fail moment of silence for sure. But speaking of sports fails,
speaking of moment in silence for this wolf, this is bad.
I don't know how to do this one without
full send.
The reason is the sports brands, they recreate themselves, right? There's a huge merchandise side to every team. Every couple of years, they might say, we got a new set of colors. This is our new logo. And it's always, they've got a theme they stick with, but they're able to resell all the same equipment again because everyone needs a new jersey to match. The 2025 season, and here's their away team, here's their home team, jerseys. They've got everything that's available on all the memorabilia, hockey sticks, pucks, whatever else that goes along with it. It's great. It's a huge moneymaker for them. And sometimes those designs hit, and sometimes they miss. Sometimes the fans absolutely hate the new design, and sometimes they love them. And turns out the Texas Rangers, was it?
Yeah.
Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas. Big old T for Texas, right? They combined the big T for Texas with the word Texas, and the T covered the X.
So you've got TETAS.
Yeah.
Which, if anyone knows Spanish in here,
I don't. Enlighten me.
So it's more of a slang for the female upper body is what they were mass producing, advertising on their hats.
The Grand Tetons is what they were talking about.
Perfect way to put it.
Yes, that's if you're familiar with the mountain range. It was named for the same reason. It was, I kid you not, the explorers were a dirty bunch. Their logo turned out to be X-rated. That's how it goes down. So they had to pull all the hats.
Indeed.
So you can imagine these are if you got one before before they sold out, you can check on eBay.
I'm going right now. Have you already done it?
I haven't seen the latest price. I saw it originally when it first started. I don't remember when I first heard the story.
I haven't either. And there's another team. Something happened and had to pull merchandise also for a very similar reason. But I forget who it was. I need to look it up. Wow, there's one listed for $190. Well, as buy it now. One for 40.
These mistakes are big. How big, you say?
It's bigger than you. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than all of us.
Big mistakes. Who was that when you did that? That was Pam Graham. Where's that soundbite? Thank you, Pam.
No, there's a whole bunch of counterfeit knockoff ones people started to make to copy it, and so it's all over. So there's a bunch of fakes all over eBay too. That's of course. But cool. I've got some items that shipped. I've got some notifications. Oh, yay.
What address did you send them to? current or an old one?
One I've really want is arriving tomorrow.
Nice.
This is exciting. Car junk. Sorry. I pulled up eBay to search for the hat, and then I had notifications in there. I if anyone's bored and want to watch later or do some research later on, there's another Major League Baseball team that they did something similar. I don't remember what the verbiage was, but they had to yank it as well because I saw the Texas snafu, and then someone else did something similar. So, Valerie, someone did not do their job very well at all.
You know, there's an intern somewhere that just was clicking approve, and this one slid in. And it got made. And I wonder who caught it first. Was it a fan? Was it a mom at the merch store who's buying the new hat for her son? She's like, "Excuse me, excuse me." Oh man.
Let's see. I've got
their job, I think.
Here we go. I think next MLB season. Air caps, shops, hats, pardon me, eras, collections, logo, teams, or team's name. Actually, okay, this is not very. Texas Rangers being one. It's no longer available. The other potentially confusing design, the Arizona Diamondbacks hat could be read as Ariana, while the design for the Seattle Mariners looks more like Mazer, the Chicago. I guess there's a few issues going on out there with Texas being the worst.
I think the worst ones that usually get caught are when like the manufacturer like gets the colors wrong, puts like the opposing, like the arch rivals team on your logo or something like that. That's a huge. We're going to return these back to the manufacturer and we're going to get our money back. Moment. But
it reminds me of some of those pictures out on the internet when they paint an American football field, the end zones with the team name. And they misspell it like Eagles, but it's just like Eagles.
The Chefs instead of the Chiefs. I think there's a candy bar commercial, maybe even Snickers. About that one. That's a good one. We went full circle. We're back at the Snickers. Remind us how you two met. Online. Thomas stumbled into the broadcast week 1 and never left.
Started sharing some weather updates while he had breaks, since that's my hobby. And then we were live late during some protests, and we stayed on for a few hours. And
Thomas said, "Hey, we should do a podcast." And I said, yes, sign me up. It's been awesome since then. So,
2 years and change later, here we are. So,
season 3, episode 12 today. So
that's awesome.
That's. We are now gone longer than many podcasts do. And like their whole, a lot of them just fade out. A couple episodes and they're gone. Season 1 and then they're done. So.
That speaks volumes to those that tune in and watch us every Thursday.
I said, I've got to wait, look at mod chat.
Yeah. I'm scared. When she's that enthusiastic.
I have the perfect photo for an AI
Yeah, there it is.
She's got a lot of the looks. I happen to know that you were part of the problem collecting these faces that I made.
Early on, I was.
You
Early on.
what you started. Thomas, I hope you get to play some pickleball this weekend and you win.
Tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday afternoon, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It has become my routine. A lot has changed in my life, my schedule, my routines, how I do things. The podcast is the one thing that has remained absolutely the same, and I love it.
It's awesome. You need some stability. So that's cool. Well, I wish you luck. We got court tomorrow. I'm trying to remember what case we're following right now. It's escaped me. It's
the lady.
Yes. Another burning case, sadly. It's another wife accused of killing her husband. And doesn't look good for her, I admit. But I've seen all the facts from the first trial. So it's very hard for me to not be judgmental during the second trial. But it's going to be a fun one.
Indeed. I've actually been following this one. I've had you on the big screen. So I'm not in chat. I don't know how to do all that, but I've been watching, and verdict maybe Monday or Tuesday?
I think it's going to be a little longer than that.
Is the state still going?
State's still going. They've just barely started. This is the new one.
Oh, okay. So I got confused because I watched your stream today and it ended, and then an old stream came up immediately while I was out of the room.
And it's just, I did that on purpose. I can actually link back to itself. I didn't realize I could do this. I can make a portal back to the beginning of the same live stream, and then I'm not going to do it because that's like me, but their videos will just play forever. If they were, to leave their house and never will come back, it would just endlessly play my video.
So I ask that you don't, because I leave you on the TV in our bedroom for our dogs. And if they heard you for the day.
Send me your dog's names again. I've got to talk to them occasionally. Be like, where's the ball? Go get the ball.
There's 5 of them. So
send all the names. We'll go through it.
And Mango the bird, he actually responds to his name also.
Mango's awesome. Mango's my favorite.
He's great. I think I'm gonna get him on the podcast next week.
That's a terrible picture. I don't know what I ate in this picture, but it was awful. All right. With that said, Thomas, have yourself a great night. We're going to go ahead and call it here. Let everyone else go to bed. We'll be back early tomorrow. I think it's going to start around 9 o'clock. So we'll start a little before then, and we'll be ready to go. You guys, mod chat is blowing up with pictures of me with terrible faces. I'm looking for some new mods now, apparently. You guys have a great night. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thanks, everybody.
We'll see you. Well, that's my job, huh? Hang on. Somewhere, there it is.
Well, scratch all that.